Imagine a world where the person you trust most is actually a ghost, a phantom, weaving a web of lies around you. Trust is the currency of society, but for a con artist, it is the ultimate tool for manipulation and theft. The term confidence man doesn't mean they have confidence in themselves, but that they gain your confidence. Frank Abagnale remains the gold standard of this craft, a man who turned the 1960s into his personal playground. At just 16, he realized that the world sees what it expects to see, not necessarily what is actually there. He didn't just forge checks, he forged identities. He stepped into the shoes of a Pan Am airline pilot. Walking through an airport in that crisp uniform, he wasn't a runaway teenager anymore. He was a figure of authority. This is the first rule of the scam. People rarely question someone who looks like they belong in a position of power. Abagnale understood that a confident stride and a professional demeanor could open doors that were meant to be locked. Next, he transitioned into medicine. As a chief resident pediatrician, he relied on the staff's knowledge while he maintained the lead. Scammers use social engineering to gather information. They listen more than they speak, picking up cues to mirror their environment. They exploit the human tendency to be helpful. By asking a small favor, they establish a rapport that feels like friendship. Once that rapport is established, the ask comes. It's usually wrapped in a sense of extreme urgency or a crisis. Think about the grandparent scam or urgent bank alerts. They want you to panic so you stop thinking rationally. In the vintage noir world of Abagnale, this was done face-to-face or over a telephone with a smooth, calm voice. Today, the same principles apply to the digital frontier. Phishing, deepfakes, and social media manipulation are the new uniforms. A profile picture of a professional, a logo of a trusted bank. These are the digital threads of a modern con. To the scammer, your psychology is a map. They know exactly which buttons to press to trigger your cooperation. They use social proof, making you believe that others have already trusted them, so you should feel safe doing so. But there is a weakness in every con. It requires your participation. Without your trust, the scammer has no power. The key to protection is strategic skepticism. It's not about being cynical, but about verifying before you trust. If an authority figure asks for something unusual, step back, take a breath, look for the cracks in the facade. Ask yourself, why now? Why is this so urgent? Why am I being asked to bypass normal security procedures? Frank Abagnale eventually turned his skills toward helping the FBI, showing that the best way to catch a thief is to think like one. We must educate ourselves on these psychological traps. Awareness is the only shield against the art of the steal. In a world of constant connection, your attention and your trust are your most valuable assets. Protect them fiercely. The con artist relies on your silence and your politeness. Don't be afraid to say no and hang up. The story of the con man is a reminder that while trust builds civilizations, blind trust can easily tear them down.